Saturday night football in AFL Round 7 is coming from the Gold Coast Stadium at Carrara. Carlton 4th against Fremantle 14th. But Robert Wall separated by just a game and a fair chunk of percentage. The stakes high for these two teams tonight.
Well, they are, Tim, particularly Carlton, I would say, because they could have been 5 wins and 1 loss at this stage. They've had 2 very narrow losses. Looking at the Carlton lineup there, and those in red, they're the players who've played less than 50 games. So it's a pretty inexperienced Carlton team that's being sent out tonight at Carrara, but a team that's in reasonably good form.
And Fremantle with 5 players, Mark Harvey points out, who have played 8 or fewer games.
And that's the way they have to go, Tim, this Fremantle team. Their future is building it with young players over the next 4 or 5 years, and I'm pleased to see that the Dockers have finally taken that tack.
The Dockers coming off 2 consecutive wins, but have they brought their form to the Gold Coast? We will find out as the ball is about to be bounced. Carlton versus Fremantle. Steve McBurney to set the game in motion. Young Cruiser with a giant of a task against a giant of a man in Aaron Sandilands, and there is a high tackle or a push in the back given away by a zealous Simon Wiggins. And Hazelby it is, who won I think his 4th Ross Glendinning medal last week, puts Fremantle into attack to get things started, and McFarlane can run into an open goal, but he took forever and he's gone.
Gibbs's run down was just sensational. It looks like Gibbs will run with Pavlich in the midfield.
Gee, what a golden opportunity missed by McFarlane, and a good kick wide.
Marking interference.
And the mark's taken by Bauer at half back for the Blues. Chips it short. Okay, Russell.
Fine there, Matt.
Gee, what a golden opportunity missed there, Rob, for Luke McFarlane. Seemed to take forever to get boot the ball.
He just wound up too long.
So Russell, high to the wing and in front, not quite from Cameron Cloke. Hazelby, second touch, off to Sandilands, now Peake. Try to get it back to Hazelby, good pressure from Stevens. Peake was able to scramble the kick forward beyond the wing, and the boundary line will win out there. So a boundary throw in right half forward for the Dockers. Let's get down to Bill McDonald.
Yeah, strange down here, very early days of course, and Brendan Pavola's gone straight down the Carlton race with one of the support crew, so we'll try and find out what's going on there.
Sandilands in front of Cruiser. Clear win there, but no immediate takeaway. Now there might be. Peake taking it away from goal to Duffield, who centres nicely, and Tarrant with the freedom of not having Favola there puts Fremantle forward, and Sandilands has got it.
Gee, a lovely switch into the corridor to Tarrant, and Tarrant acknowledging that. And the big man, he is, I think Sandilands is a wonderful player. Gets so many hit outs and quite athletic for a big man. Not beyond him to kick this from 50 metres.
Built like a giraffe, has he got a kick like a mule? It's not bad. Will it carry? Not quite. First scorers are behind to Fremantle. Gee, they could have a couple of goals already, doing all the attacking.
So Scotland at full back for the Blues. All the early action in the Fremantle half. Scotland short, and Thornton takes the mark. Still deep inside. That's what is ahead of Brett Thornton. Not too much movement ahead of him, except he goes short. Murphy just taking off his bootlaces, and Mark Murphy away. Hallmark of Carlton's play on at all costs to Yaron, who with his first touch in AFL football. Big raps on Chris Yaron, number 6 in last year's draft. Now called to play on, confronted by Pratt, another first gamer. Handball off to Scotland, back to Yaron, so a second touch. Murphy involved again, combining with a fellow number 1 pick in Gibbs. Back to Yaron, who kept going, well played. Kick to a vacant centre half forward position. Sandilands did well to force it clear. Now Murphy, Betts just stole it from him, off to Cruiser. He runs to 50, kicks towards Cloke in the goal square, couldn't quite take the mark, and it trickles into the behind post. So a boundary thrown in the right forward pocket for the Blues, and gee, Cameron Cloke looked to be in good position there.
He was in good position, and in the end he didn't judge it. He thought he might have got a ride on an opponent. He didn't.
Chance for Cloke again, but he wasn't able to straighten, and it didn't have the carry. Hazelby has marked it inside, so Fremantle's ball. And the Dockers starting pretty well here, not doing too much wrong in the early part. Duffield pokes it down the corridor to Tarrant again. And once again, Fremantle can advance.
Here goes Hill.
And Hill on his natural side. It's a low scything ball, just wrong-footed Thornton. There's still a chance, 2 on 2, but Carlton handle it well. Waite clears and goes along to Cloak, who's finding the ball frequently.
Cloak inside the corridor. Scotland took it cleanly. Off to Gibbs. Gibbs probing kick to half-foot. Yaron involved again. 55 from goal. Where does he go? Looking for Betts. Couldn't quite find the target. Boundary throw-in the forward pocket.
Gee, the Blues like to get the ball in the hands. Oh, there's Favola down in the rooms. Now, this is live action we're seeing here. He was only on the ground for about 90 seconds before he came off.
So a boundary throw-in. Sandilands takes it out, slips the handball to Hazelby. His handball just stolen by Betts, and Betts kicks the opening goal of the match. Eddie Betts has kicked the opening goal. And he stole the Hazelby handball. The tackle came from Judd. It was good work.
Yeah, I reckon you're right there, Chris. It was a really good tackle by Judd on Hazelby. He couldn't get rid of the ball as he would have liked, and Eddie mopped up and able to finish off. And there's Brendan Favola. The official time that he was on the ground was 26 seconds. So there's Fev. He's come out of the rooms. 26 seconds he was on the ground for at the start. I wouldn't expect it to be too much.
Chris Tarrant didn't meet him that solidly, did he? Anyway, Carlton have the first goal. There's a pickpocket loose on the Gold Coast. His name's Eddie Betts, stealing the ball. Fremantle have it again. Hazelby having plenty of it to Grover and Hill. And Ibbotson, who I think has picked up Judd. He's on the break here and is putting the Dockers deep into the 50. Hayden's there and he read it beautifully. And this should surely be Fremantle's first goal. He's straight in front, 20 out.
That's it, Roger.
And there's Fev at the start of the game.
Now he's flexing his right foot. Now we know he's had problem with a foot issue. So I wonder whether...
Could have even been as simple as a change of boots. Blister, who knows?
I wouldn't have thought.
Fremantle attacking with authority early, and Roger Hayden it is who kicks their first goal and puts them back in front.
So Roger Hayden with Fremantle's first goal. Good build-up. Hill has been busy early, Rob, showing some very positive signs after his wonderful display last week, and a good deep kick from Ibbotson.
Yeah, and you're right. Ibbotson is playing on Chris Judd, and it was the long kick that gave Hayden the chance to take the mark there, just the extra 10 metres on the kick. And the Blues need to get something out of Sean Hampson in the ruck. They've experimented with that ruck position. Jacobs in the early part of the season. Cruz has done most of it in the last few weeks. Hampson needs to really stand up.
Beaten by Sanders this time, but he gathers a footy. Well played. Gave it though up to Ibbotson, but goes back in. Well played by Sean Hampson, but again the handball astray. Hazelby, Ibbotson, back to Big Sandilands. He kicks inside, attacking 50. Thornton just rips back, read it brilliantly, and takes a comfortable mark. Well, wasn't a great kick off the boot, and I'll turn it over here. Hill pounces on the loose footy. Oh, look out. He got the handball away just in time to Grover. Ibbotson feeds Duffield. Outstanding last week. 34 disposals in the Derby against West Coast. That kick was astray. We'll get a boundary thrown between wing and half forward for the Dockers.
Here's Fev just before he comes back out, and the impression is that there's something wrong with his right leg, which would suggest that he's taken an injury onto the ground.
He's gone out there with an injury, which is just hard to fathom, isn't it?
Great collect by the first game of Yaron to Armfield, who was so good in that last quarter last week. Wiggins. Now, does he have the skills to handle this? No, he doesn't. He overshoots the mark by a long way, and Solomon takes the mark. Goes for Hayden.